I like to cuddle, I like to snuggle. And so I like to create spaces that foster that. Hey, welcome back to my podcast. My name is Dawn, and today I wanted to talk to you all about curating a space that you love, right? We have our homes, and I think what makes a house a home is the peace that it brings, how it makes you feel. And I don't know about you, but I want to be in a space that I not only love, but that is aesthetically pleasing, right? And so I have four children. They are young, they are 6, 4, and then the twins are 3. And it can be a lot to manage them and to just kind of clean up after them and things like that. So the space that I actually come to you guys from is, it started out as my office, then it became like, this is the dining room, like this is the, from the floor plans, this is considered the dining room. But I knew that I wanted to have a space for myself, and so we closed off the dining room, we put doors up, and I have curtains over them now, because when I come into this space, I want to be secluded. I don't want my children looking in the glass at me and knocking on the window or anything like that. And that's what was happening. So this space evolved, right? If you see pictures of this space when I first had it, the walls were black, and it was just a very cool vibe. I had a bear rug, and it was like 3 different rugs in here, and my desk, and I was knocking out my weddings, editing, and taking client calls. And as my life evolved, this space has evolved. And so right now, priority for me is to make sure that I am relaxed. I can get relaxation. I have a space to get away. And the way that I like to relax is on the floor, with bean bags. I was able to score these 2 bean bags from Home Goods, and like my little teepee, I like to go in there and just kind of sequester away. And so that's how I find my comfort. But this room is just a small reflection of what my home is, right? And so, the rest of my home is like this as well, because I don't want to just have one space that I like to chill in. I want to have multiple spaces that I like to chill in. And not only that, but I have my children here, I have my partner here, and I want to make sure that I've curated a space for them that they feel comfort in as well. So the way that I was able to do that is, the first thing is, I like to be able to live in a space before I really do a whole lot to it. So we've been in this house for, we're coming up on 7 years in November. And I want to say I probably really haven't started doing anything until now. And part of the reason is because I was just busy being a mom, taking care of all of these babies, right? Raising them and making sure that everything was copacetic. But the second part is that I do genuinely like to live in a space for a while before I do anything or a whole lot to it, right? So, and it's almost, I wouldn't say it's a fault, but my spaces do remain kind of sparse until I start getting busy, right? And sparsity is not necessarily a bad thing. I do like for my home to have a minimalist type of palette, because number one, when you have children, minimalism just makes it easier to clean up, to spot things that need to be taken care of. But I think that minimalism gives you an opportunity to clear and declutter your mind. I know when I go into a space that is like, think about a museum. You go into a museum, and essentially the art is on the walls, and then there may be like a bench or two to sit down and look at the art, right? When you go into a museum space, your mind is clear and you can focus on what's going on the walls, right? You can appreciate the art, you can, analyze it. And I think that the same is can be said for your home. When you go into your home, you come into your home after a long day at work or, whatever. You want to be able to go into this space and clear your mind. So the first thing for me is making sure that I live in a space for a while before I do anything to it. But the second thing is making sure that the space allows for my mind to be able to decompress after the craziness of a day. The third thing is making sure that I purchase pieces that resonate with me, resonate with my family. If I buy something for my house, it has to make sense. It has to be functional. It has to look good. I have to love it. And so for a while I would go into stores and I would just pick up things like, oh, like let me just get this, and I would bring it home and it would just have no place. And so I've learned to curate my selections when I'm purchasing things. So my favorite place to go is Home Goods. It used to be IKEA when I lived in New York. There's an IKEA down here in North Carolina, but it is pretty far. It's probably it's in Charlotte, and that's like 2.5 hours away. Two if you drive like me. But anyway, I digress. My favorite store currently is Home Goods. And so, the Home Goods, the thing about Home Goods is you can't just go to Home Goods one time and they have the same selection throughout. No. You have to go to Home Goods multiple times because they're always getting in new inventory. And so a lot of what you see here is from Home Goods, like these pillows and throws. I love a good throw because I'm a big cozy person. Like you can see I have on my jacket. I just really like to be cozy. I like to be wrapped up because it makes me feel safe and secure. Like I've finally come to the conclusion that I just want to be safe. I want to feel secure. And so that's why I like my throws, my blankets. I like to be warm. I like to cuddle. I like to snuggle. And so I like to create spaces that foster that. And so my kids are the same way. They are huge cuddle bugs. And so they'll come into a space and we'll just like lounge on these puffs. Oh my gosh, they are just, can we talk about these? Because when I saw them, there were just two, and I knew I had to have them both. They match everything in here. They literally do. Like my pillows, they match my carpet, they match, and they're functional. I can move them from room to room because they're light. They're big enough to where if I put them together, I can lay on them for a minute. Like I was kind of sleeping in here because these things are so comfortable. I take them out on my back porch. I lounge on them. One night I slept out there too because I just wanted to hear the crickets and feel the cool summer night air on my skin. So that's what I mean about functionality. What purposes are they going to serve? If a piece doesn't serve a purpose, or if it doesn't make my heart sing, and that's a purpose in itself, right? Making you feel good. So I'm like, your pieces should make you feel good. That's a part of functionality as well. So those are my top 3 tips for curating a space that you absolutely love. Be patient, don't clutter your space, and choose things that truly resonate with you, that match the decor of your home, and you'll never go wrong. Even if you move things around, I love to, change a room up totally or rearrange, move furniture around. And all of my pieces, whether I take them from the bedroom and move them to another room, or, if I'm taking something from the living room and moving that somewhere else, they all match. They're all cohesive, and I love everything that's in here. So those are my top 3 tips to curating a space that you absolutely love and that can create peace and tranquility for you. Thank you for listening, and I'll talk with y'all soon. Bye.